Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages.
No, over 21.
Oh, you've got to be over 21. Welcome to another episode of Milwaukee Beer Review. As always, I am Josh.
I'm Ross.
And today we've got another episode in our From the Cellar series. And today we have three random stouts from our beer hall back in February of 2021. And these have just been sitting in the fridge since we brought them home. I have no idea if these are still good. At least one of these was supposed to be consumed by like February of 2018.
We think.
So wish us luck. I don't know. Yeah. This is not like our normal From the Cellar episodes where we're pretty confident that what we're drinking is safe and it might be decent, but we still don't know. This is going to be a little bit of a crapshoot, I think. So,
we'll find out as we go. We have no idea.
Yeah. So, hey, welcome back to pseudo stout season. It is September of 2021 when we're recording this. We're trying to kind of peel through some stuff, make some room for more stuff in the fridge.
Yeah.
And we figured, hey, let's throw three of these random breweries and these random stouts in and see what comes out of this. So, what the heck is coming out of this first, Ross?
So, the first one we have is out of Untappd Brewing Company, which is out of Austin, Texas. This is Convict Hill. It's an oatmeal stout. Comes in about 8% ABV. I know nothing about independence. I don't drink a lot of oatmeal stout, so I really don't know what to expect out of this one. I don't know when this was brewed. I don't know how old this is.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Sure.
Let's get this thing in the glass and give it a shot.
Yeah. All right, let's crack this open.
Hopefully it looks good.
Ooh, that looks...
A lot of carbonation.
Yeah.
That's a good sign, though. It means, well, not necessarily, but it means it's probably still beer.
Yes.
Convict Hill, the oatmeal stout. All right, Ross.
All right.
On this ageless Convict Hill, I don't know.
Oatmeal stout. I will be honest. Nose. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was going to say get a little nose on it, but what would you like to say?
No, I'm of the stouts. Oatmeal stout may be my least favorite.
Oh, really?
So I'm just not a huge.
You don't like the oatmeal in the grain? Oatmeal in the grain bill, huh?
Sweet.
It smells good.
Yeah.
It smells like an oatmeal stout.
Yeah. Yeah, just.
There's definitely like a smoky character to it.
That head is prominent.
It is. It is. There's a definite smoky character to the nose as well. Other than that, your standard like imperial stout, sweetness, body, all that stuff on the nose. Then that oatmeal character to it.
Yeah,
and smokiness.
Yeah.
Well,
all right.
Let's give it a go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
No. I don't like that.
It's way too smoky.
Yeah. It's very smoky, which smokiness in beers for me is very hit or miss. This is too over the top, and it's just got a weird sweetness that doesn't sit well with each other.
If it wasn't for that smoky character, I don't think there'd be much else to this beer.
No, you're right.
I am getting some of the traditional like oatmeal stout characteristics to this, but the prominent note on this is that smoky character, which is not something I enjoy in a beer.
I'm not.
I don't think that's from aging. I think that's probably, maybe it's more pronounced than it was fresh.
Could be.
But yeah, that's a little unfortunate. It overtakes everything else that should be good about this beer, I think.
And you and I can sit here and talk all day like, okay, maybe this would taste different, fresh, and all that, but we don't have the luxury of saying how this is fresh. I mean, it's a brewer I never heard of. It's a beer I've never seen before. I don't think I'll ever see it again, to be honest. Given what we're drinking, given what's in front of us, if I had to put this in Untappd, I'm going to be pretty harsh and put this at about 1.75. I just don't enjoy this.
Ooh, that's
I
low.
really don't.
I'm not going to be as negative on this. I think it sits around a 2.5 for me.
Okay.
It's not a 3. It's not middle of the road. It's definitely below average. That smoky character definitely kicks it down a notch for me. If that was a little bit more tame, I'd probably give this a 3 somewhere in the middle of the road, because it does have a good body, but that smoky character just kind of kicks it for me. So I'm going to put it at a 2.5.
All right, what's next?
Well, up next in the random crap from the cellar episode, this is a beer called Rabid Duck from the Duck-Rabbit. Did you catch that?
So hopefully you did. So I'm sure everyone's seen the optical illusion where is it a duck or is it a rabbit? That's the shtick.
So the brewery is called the Duck-Rabbit. This beer is called Rabid Duck. This is a Russian Imperial Stout at 10%. Nothing else to write home about this as far as adjuncts or anything else. Stated on the bottle, probably made in small batches. I've never heard of this brewery before.
Have I.
So this will be our first little taster.
Where are they out of?
They are out of, crap, I have to look again. They are out of Farmville, North Carolina. So if there's any place that sounds like Wisconsin that's not Wisconsin, it's got to be a place called Farmville.
Yeah.
So let's get the Farmville Imperial Stout in the glass and give it a shot.
All right. Let's get this guy open. The Rabid Duck.
The Rabid Duck.
That is a dark beer.
Woo.
Got that nice kind of caramel barrel-aged head to it, which is a really good sign.
It's not barrel aged, though.
I know, but
just making sure people understand. Yeah, and there's the fancy, weird logo. The Rabid Duck. All right, Ross. Before you can move the bottle again, let's get a little nose on the Rabid Duck Imperial Stout.
ooh,
That one smells a lot
smells
more Imperial
really
Stouty.
good. Yeah.
Is Stouty a word?
No.
Okay.
No, there's IPA in this, but we go with it.
Yep, that's true. This smells,
good.
It smells like a pretty standard Imperial Stout. That sweetness,
Yeah.
There's a bit of a smokiness, like almost like an oak character to it.
Yeah. I know this isn't a barrel-aged beer, but it everything about the head, the way it looks, the way it smells, it comes off as a barrel-aged.
It kind of does.
Oh, I'm
It
excited
smells
for this.
fantastic. It smells really good.
Now, we are questioning some of the freshness of this one.
Oh, yeah. According to the bottle, at least as we're reading it, this was recommended to be consumed by February of 2018. It is now September of 2021. So we're 2.5 years past go-live date on this thing. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
But it doesn't smell like it's been past
It doesn't
its
smell
time or
bad.
anything,
Doesn't
so-
mean it won't taste bad, but it doesn't
point,
smell bad.
yeah.
All right.
All right.
Let's give it a go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh, that's really good. I don't know about you, but I really enjoy that. It's not like knock your socks off, but ooh, there's a smokiness at the end. So it's nice and sweet. It kind of has. I honestly, it tastes more barrel aged to me than Imperial Stout to me. And there's this really subtle smokiness right at the end of it too, which adds a nice little complexion to it.
It's good. It's a pretty standard Imperial Stout. I don't think. I mean, that smokiness is somewhat normal. I think the back end of it, as you described, it's a little bit more prominent than you might get on a traditional Imperial Stout. But it's not. It's well done. It's well put together. It's not like the first one where it's like this is all you get. I get a pretty standard Imperial Stout on this with a little bit of smokiness. I'm not getting the barrel aged qualities to this that you're describing, but definitely a pretty standard Imperial Stout. Nothing wrong with this beer at all. And it's aged fine, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it more than I expected. Just given, yeah.
What the hell was that noise?
I think Maddie might be.
No way.
Yeah.
That was weird. Anyway.
No, I mean, I'm surprised by this. I didn't expect to like it as much as I am. Given its age, given its supposed drink by date and everything.
Yeah.
If I'm looking to put this one on Untappd, I'm going to put this probably about 3.5. I really enjoy it. I really like
fair.
this one. I would drink it again. I would like to find a fresh one to see if it's different, but I really like this.
Yeah. I think 3.5 is a fair score. I'm gonna probably undercut you a little bit on this at 3.25.
Okay.
I think it's above average. I think it's a decent beer. I don't think there's anything to write home about with this where it's super special, but it's held up well. It's a well-made beer. It's well put together, and very drinkable. So I'll put it in at 3.25.
No, well done. I'd like to find it again to see if we can.
No doubt, and I'm sure it probably still exists.
All right, so we're finishing up now with a beer out of Third Sign Brewery, which is out of Waunakee. Unfortunately,
The only Wisconsin beer we have.
Yeah, the only Wisconsin one we have. Unfortunately, the brewery isn't around anymore. So we looked into it a little bit before because we hadn't heard of Third Sign Brewery.
Yeah.
It's based out of Waunakee. It was kind of brewing as the home brew or house beer for Octopi out of Waunakee. And it looks like after a couple of years, there was just some things with the distributor, and it just kind of died, unfortunately. So we're drinking Osiris, I think is what we're calling. What it's called. Yeah. It's a Russian Imperial Stout. It comes in at, I think, 11%. I've never heard of it. I never heard of Third Sign Brewery.
Either.
So unfortunately, this is not something we're going to be able to find again.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We were actually kind of surprised it was a Wisconsin brewery, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's get this thing in the glass and give it a shot.
All right, let's get this cracked open.
By the way, I'd like to call out the amazing coasters that we have
Jesus.
that my wife Jenny got me for my birthday.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying those.
Welcome to Milwaukee Beer Review.
This is very carbonated. Trying to be a little bit better with this pour.
It's a lot lighter than I
It is.
expected.
Yeah, it looks
for a
closer to
Russian
a-
Imperial Stout. It looks like a brown.
Exactly.
Weird. Doesn't make me too excited. All right. All right, Ross, let's get a little nose on the Osiris from, what's the brewing company?
Third Sign Brewing.
Third Sign Brewing, out of Waunakee, Wisconsin.
Formerly out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yeah, this is oddly
Colored.
Colored.
Yeah. For a Russian Imperial Stout, I mean, we said when we were pouring, it doesn't look as... I mean, you look at the other two that we poured, it's not even close.
Yeah, it doesn't smell bad on the
No.
nose. There's a lot more. There's no smokiness to this. It smells closer to a brown ale to me. Like there's kind of that like caramel malty sweetness to it.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of this one.
This is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
All right,
Well,
cheers.
cheers.
It's flat. I mean, flat in the sense of like flavor depth. There's just not a lot to it to me. It comes across more like a brown ale. I mean, even in drinking it, it does.
Way more like a brown ale. I definitely get stout notes to this on the palate, but it's closer to a brown ale in the mouthfeel and overall flavor. There's not a smokiness to this that I would expect in a Russian Imperial Stout.
No, I mean,
Like, this is an odd one. It's hard to even rate it.
you're using the word odd. I'm going to use the word disappointing. For Russian Imperial Stout, I would have never guessed this is a Russian Imperial Stout.
Yeah, if you poured this into a glass and gave it to me, I would never say, "Oh yeah, that's a Russian Imperial Stout." Just looking at it,
it just, to me, it tastes like a heavy brown ale, and I love brown ales. But
it's actually decent. If you told me this was a brown ale and you handed it to me and I tried it, I'd be like, "Yeah, this is pretty good."
Correct, but I was not handed a brown ale. I was handed a Russian Imperial Stout.
That's right. You were not handed a brown ale.
So I mean, like, given what the beer is supposed to be, and given what I'm smelling, tasting, seeing, it's disappointing. I mean, just to be blunt, it's a disappointing beer. There's not a lot of depth in the flavor. To me, it's very flat in the sense how it tastes. There's just not a lot going on. There's no complexity to it.
Honestly, all things aside, while I agree with everything that you just said, this might be, out of these 3 beers, might be my favorite one out of the 3. And oddly, in a weird way, like I feel like this feels like the most well-constructed beer, whether this was the intended output or not. It just, the malt character to it, it's clean, it tastes good, it's closer to that brown ale, but I like that. It's not what is written on the label, at least in my interpretation, but I still think this is a well-constructed, well-made beer. We will never drink this again. I'm kind of okay with that, to be honest. It's not that good. But if I'm putting this in Untappd based on the label and to your earlier points, I'm probably putting this at a 2.75, just because I do think it's a good beer, but it's not what they described on the bottle.
So I'm going to give it kind of a weird scoring because I don't disagree with it in the sense that, like, if you gave me this and said this is a brown ale, I think I would have really enjoyed it more. But, like, I expected a Russian Imperial Stout, which is a heavy, somewhat boozy tasting beer, and this is lacking everything. Like, taste alone, I think I'm probably right there with you, but what's on the label, what I was expecting, and what I'm getting, I hate to say, I'm gonna give it 1.5.
Whew.
It misses the mark completely.
Angry man today.
I'm not angry. It's
angry.
It's not even close to a Russian Imperial.
No, that's fair. Honestly, that's fair. It's not close to
if they would have
Russian
labeled
Imperial
this
Stout.
as a Imperial Brown Ale, I'm probably giving it closer to 3.5 to 4.
Yeah.
I really do. But
I'm with you.
They completely missed the mark on what the beer was supposed to be.
We didn't read this wrong, right? It'd be fucking hilarious if it said
bunch of amateurs.
Russian. It'd be hilarious if it said Imperial
it says
Brown.
right there.
It does say Imperial Stout.
More fun.
It'd be funny though. Anyways, interesting stuff. Osiris there from
Third Sign.
Third Sign. I keep wanting to say Third Space.
I know.
Not Third Space. Not Third Space. But interesting collection here. This was. I don't want to call this a throwaway episode. It kind of is a little bit of a throwaway episode, just from the perspective of this is stuff that we've been wanting to put on the channel, but it was kind of like, we're not really that interested, but let's throw it all together. So that's what you get. Hopefully you stayed tuned till the end to find out that there's going to be another episode coming soon. So don't get too excited. Don't get too excited. Thank you for watching. Check us out on the rest of our social media channels. We're on Facebook, Untappd, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on YouTube here. Like, comment, subscribe. If you've tried Osiris, if you've tried Convict Hill, if you've tried
Rabid Duck.
The Rabid Duck. If you've tried any of these, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, stick around for a future episode. We've got tons more where this came from. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Do 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 do.
Is that the Doug theme song?
It sure is. Rabbit ducky, just for fun. You make drinking so much fun. Yeah.
Oh, what?
Rabbit ducky, you're the only one for me. Ba-doom, 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 ba-doom. We should do 3 more episodes tonight.